In the most remote areas of Russia, where access is extremely limited, lies Chukotka. This forgotten corner of the world not only boasts breathtaking landscapes and a unique lifestyle, but also customs that challenge our understanding. Among its fascinating practices, one ancient tradition of hospitality stands out, captivating travelers for centuries. In some communities, men allow their wives to care for the visitors throughout the night. Moreover, the harsh climate and whale hunting are not just practices, but necessities for survival. Today, we will explore life in this remote region of Russia and reveal some secret facts that might challenge your perceptions. Get ready to discover the hidden truth and be surprised. Before we start the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. It's free and it encourages me to keep bringing more content for you. Chukotka is a region in the far northeastern part of Russia, within the Arctic Circle. It borders the Chukchi Sea to the north and the Bering Sea to the east, with the Bering Strait separating Chukotka from Alaska. The population is about 50,000 people, including the indigenous peoples of the Chukchi, Koryaks, Yupik, and Iven, as well as Russians and other ethnic groups. The Chukchi are the predominant indigenous group. One of the most fascinating and controversial practices in some communities of Chukotka is a form of hospitality that has intrigued many Western travelers. This hospitality goes beyond merely offering food and shelter. It is a custom known as sexual hospitality, in which some husbands allow and even encourage their wives to intimately care for male visitors during their stay. This custom, which may seem shocking at first glance, is an extreme form of hospitality that reflects unique cultural values, prioritizing survival, generosity, and the building of social bonds. The origin of this practice is deeply rooted in the worldview of the Chukchi, where the concept of personal ownership, particularly regarding interpersonal relationships, differs significantly from Western norms. For the Chukchi, sexual relations are not necessarily linked to exclusivity or possession, but are seen as a way to strengthen communal and social bonds in an environment where cooperation and reciprocity are vital. Sharing the most precious thing a family can offer, the company of the wife, is considered the highest expression of hospitality. This custom, documented by ethnographers and travelers over the centuries, is not universal across all communities in Chukotka and varies greatly between families and villages. However, where it is practiced, it serves several purposes. Besides honoring the guest, sexual hospitality helps forge alliances and secure mutual aid in an extremely hostile environment. In times when inbreeding was a concern due to the limited population size, this practice also provided an opportunity to diversify the genetic heritage. The genetic heritage of the community may have been influenced by this practice, which some anthropologists consider a primitive form of family planning. By allowing women to have children with men considered strong or skilled, the chances of the offspring's survival could potentially be increased. Though controversial, the practice of sexual hospitality should be understood in the context of a culture that prioritizes collective survival above all else. For the Chukchi, every visitor brings news, skills, or valuable resources, and offering the best possible hospitality is a way to secure good relations and future support. In modern times, the frequency of sexual hospitality has significantly decreased. The influence of dominant Russian culture, formal education, and globalization has led to considerable changes in the social practices of the Chukchi. Many communities have abandoned this tradition, while others practice it in symbolic or modified ways. Nevertheless, the legacy of this practice remains in the collective memory and continues to intrigue anthropologists and curious minds alike. Hospitality in Chukotka, aside from this specific practice, remains legendary and is a true testament to human resilience and generosity in one of the planet's most challenging environments. Imagine a place where temperatures drop to an astonishing -50 degrees Celsius and the polar night stretches on for months, plunging everything into icy darkness. In this unforgiving scenario, the Chukchi warmly welcome visitors with open arms, offering a hospitality that contrasts sharply with the harshness of their land. One example of this is the communal meal, where meat is evenly distributed among all to ensure that no one goes hungry. Similarly, the practice of never refusing accommodation to a traveler, regardless of the time or circumstances, reflects the importance of solidarity in such a hostile environment. Respect for elders is a fundamental pillar of Chukchi culture. Imagine living in a place where elders are regarded as the true keepers of wisdom, possessing knowledge essential for survival. From hunting techniques to interpreting weather patterns, in every communal decision, the voice of these elders is heard and respected, reflecting their central role in society. The Chukchi's relationship with nature is equally impressive. For them, the natural world is imbued with spirits and powerful forces that must be respected and appeased. This animistic understanding of nature is reflected in rituals and daily practices. From offerings before hunting to elaborate seasonal festivals, every act serves to honor the spirits they believe inhabit the world around them and to maintain balance. Shamanism, though less common today, remains an important part of Chukotka's cultural heritage. Traditionally, shamans acted as mediators between the spirit world and the human world. Shamans healed illnesses, predicted the future, and advised the community on difficult decisions. Although their practices have diminished over time, respect and reverence for these spiritual leaders persist, reflecting the depth of the Chukchi's spiritual beliefs. The Eskimo women of Chukotka, known as Yupik, are involved from an early age in a rigorous and essential training for the well-being of their communities. They learn not only to survive, but also to transform the harsh and icy environment around them into a home. This training begins in childhood, when they are taught to make clothing that withstands the extreme cold and to preserve food for the long and merciless winters. One of the most fundamental tasks of Yupik women is the preparation and maintenance of the yaranga, their traditional dwellings. Imagine living in a round structure made of reindeer skins stretched over a wooden frame. These yaranga are more than simple shelters. They are masterpieces of craftsmanship, constantly repaired and made watertight to provide warmth and protection against the extreme Arctic conditions. Yupik women are particularly distinguished by their impressive ability to keep these structures in optimal condition. Handicraft is another area in which they excel. Using traditional techniques, they transform animal skins into clothing and accessories essential for survival in extreme temperatures. Every piece made, whether a parka, boots, or gloves, is more than just functional. It is a true work of art. This clothing not only provides warmth, but is also designed to allow freedom of movement under the harshest conditions. Hunting and fishing are fundamental activities for survival in the Arctic, and women play a crucial role in them. While men are usually responsible for hunting large marine mammals such as seals and whales, women are the true guardians of food. They ensure that nothing is wasted and that the community is provided for during the long and merciless winter months. They use traditional methods of drying and fermenting meat to preserve the catch, turning it into supplies that last for months. Whaling is deeply rooted in the cultures of the indigenous peoples of Chukotka, including the Chukchi, Koryak, and Yupik. This activity is permitted for these peoples and plays a central role in their diet. Whale meat accounts for 1/3 to half of the traditional diet of these populations. They consume various parts of the whale, with the skin being particularly valued as a local delicacy. Whale skin, rich in nutrients, is prized for its unique flavor and is an important source of vitamins and minerals essential for survival in the harsh conditions of the Arctic. In addition to whaling, they also hunt other animals such as polar bears, moose, wild reindeer, and wild sheep. Basic hunting methods include tracking, ambushing, and using various traps. Fishing and gathering plants and berries are activities common to all indigenous peoples of Chukotka. Preparation for winter begins long before the first snowfall. Communities come together to ensure that everyone has what is necessary to endure the long months of darkness and cold. Fishing and hunting are intensified during the milder times, and food is carefully preserved to ensure sufficient supplies. This meticulous preparation is a matter of life and death in a region where the unforgiving nature allows no room for error. During the worst storms, life becomes a true test of endurance. The massive waves and howling winds can isolate entire communities, making travel and communication extremely difficult. However, the people of Chukotka are masters at adapting to these conditions. They use community aid networks to ensure that everyone receives the support and resources they need, demonstrating remarkable solidarity and a spirit of cooperation. Life in Chukotka is not for the faint-hearted. Every winter, the residents face challenges that most of us can hardly imagine. The video ends here. Please share your thoughts on Russia's most remote region in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video now appearing on your screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy the content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.